Welcome to the Fresh Squeeze podcast. My dick tastes like gravy. We got a great show for you today.
That we do. Well, while I'm chomping on some popcorn because it is that delicious, why don't you give a little introduction to our other hosts like you always do?
I suppose I could, but the problem is I can't see the video.
Oh no.
You didn't pull it up in Discord.
I didn't pull up the video in Discord.
Well, not the video, but the stream.
I see.
Why we can't have nice things.
Okay, well, I can do that.
Okay, that's better.
Did we go through all
right.
this just so he can point at people?
Yes.
Okay, just checking. Just checking.
Point at people.
Well, first and foremost, I just want to point out to everybody that we're looking nice and festive today, although the coloration makes me imagine Satan instead of Santa. Anyway, over there to that direction of me is our fearless leader, the Jason. Down that way a little bit, right below him is of course the ever wonderful looking Schloops. And hey, while you're down there, Dylan.
No. I know what you're going to say. I'm not doing it.
I was going to ask you to tie my shoes.
Uh-huh.
Anyway,
All right.
her buddy.
Well, we're gonna
is
start it.
here.
We're gonna start it extra hot
Oh no.
and spicy.
I'm
All
a
right.
little confused by all that. Would you do me a favor of playing that again? Okay.
Very nice.
Yes, indeed.
Exquisite.
That actually was not intentional, but I feel like the timing kind of worked.
It did kind of work.
Yes, it did. Coming in spicy.
There are
So
no such thing as accidents.
just a
See, this we need a soundboard.
just a little
We do.
note. Just a little note. I've been sick the past few days, so my voice is a little froggy. So just bear with me. But I feel fine.
It's called
for
a
you.
tadpole. A little froggy is called a tadpole.
I feel fine, and as long as I'm supplied with a healthy amount of snacks, I'll be all right. But this first one we're gonna check out is this. Did you guys actually watch that when I posted it in chat? Like the craziness of this Gymkhana.
Oh, I had already seen it when you
I
signed it, but
didn't. I
that,
was saving it for the show.
Okay.
Yeah, I barely looked at the messenger because I've been so busy with getting my
Right.
finals done.
Okay. Well, essentially, this is well known as just how crazy can we set up a, stunt scene or multiple stunt scenes for a vehicle, and let's go ahead and just kind of react to it. Some of us have already seen it, some of us haven't. Let's give it a
Alright.
look.
Oh yeah, this is so awesome!
Up.
Oh no!
This just in.
I can't hear anything.
Sports icon
I was
Travis
gonna say, is there supposed to be-
Pastrana
is there
was
no
involved in
yeah,
sound
the
to
audio,
this?
audio's not coming over the stream there.
Oh, okay. Hold on a second.
Yeah.
Can change windows here.
The audio copyright already take effect, or
No. This will probably
Tap
work.
today in downtown Fort Lauderdale.
There we go. There we go.
Yokohama.
Of course.
Hey, look, it's that guy that was famous in 2007.
Probably gonna get copyright on this video, but that's fine. I just won't put it on YouTube.
As long as it doesn't hurt, I'm fine with it. Cops really aren't doing their job.
Right? They're just like, I could clearly see that guy was speeding. Come on.
50-50.
Never around when you need them and never useful when you do.
Conservatives will tell you it's the liberals' fault for defunding the police.
I'm guessing this car has to have like a metal plate underneath it. Like it's
Yeah,
just.
I think I kind of rewatched back through there. Let's look at it real quick. You can see that there's, whoops.
Well, that's not the bottom. Oh, I guess that is the bottom of the car. Yeah, it's got like
a cage under it. A cage or something that's under it that provides that.
I think they do that for normal dirt rally, anyways.
You hear me?
Car has.
Yeah.
Yep, we can.
Coming in a little loud though.
I think he's good.
Well, at least on my end.
I'm a little loud.
Turn you down in Discord a little bit. What
I
up,
think you're
Sean?
good.
There we go. Is that better?
Yeah, you
Yeah,
good?
that's good.
All right.
And I sent you a message over on Discord so we can get your video up. But we're just essentially looking over this Gymkhana 2022 craziness on my stream in Discord here. And some random people on a jet ski that is out of the water. Like,
Oh, it's a motorcycle.
that is not a motorcycle.
That's a
It's
motorcycle.
I'm pretty sure that's a jet ski.
It's just
No, that's a
jet
motorcycle.
ski.
No, look, you can see the front.
Oh,
No, you
I
can
see it. I can
It's a
see it
fucking
now.
motorcycle.
No, it doesn't matter what the fuck vehicle it is. They're doing it wrong.
Doing it wrong.
They are doing it very wrong. I mean,
Supposed to rev it.
they're just
Oh, by the
coasting.
way, for those of you just tuning in, or those of you who have been here this whole time and realize that we did introduce our new person, hey, welcome to the podcast, Sean. Nice to meet you. Tell us a little about yourself.
Nice to meet ya. Good to be here. Thank y'all for inviting me. My name is Sean Whitehead. I am currently the manager at an AMC theater in Massachusetts, all the way in Boston.
Cool.
You didn't say that right.
I on the side when I'm not managing 4,000 people a day, I am sitting on my computer doing music production, film music, and I'm actually waiting on some new cameras and some new gear that I purchased that should be here before the end of next week. So my live stream will be a lot better. I'll have multi-camera views, switching, a little bit of everything. So, but yeah, that's pretty much what I do.
I'm still waiting for you to pronounce Boston
Just working
correctly.
on music. Boston.
Bastin.
Boston.
Yeah,
Boston.
and see, the thing is that
No.
Boston. Well, the thing
Adding
is,
the
because
ooh to it, Jason, is more of a New York thing.
Whatever.
whatever.
That's just Wisconsin.
But the thing is that I'm not a Boston native, so every time I say Boston, they always laugh at me because I'm from Texas.
Well, I mean,
So
there
they're
is
like,
no
"Dude, you have such
Boston
an accent. You'll
accent.
never be a Bostonian."
It's not a Boston accent. It's just an entire city of everyone saying
It's like
things
it's
wrong.
like New York, Boston, all the East Coast. Yeah, all the East Coast just ran together.
Right.
Yeah. At least it ain't Jersey.
I know, right?
Let's give
And they
a.
don't know.
Yeah.
They don't know how to drive either.
Let's give a watch to this the rest of this video here, and then whenever you get a chance, try to jump into that video there, Sean.
Yep.
course, they're like, what's another thing we could do? Let's have a monster truck just kind of balance on its front wheels, and then I'm just going to keep doing donuts around it. It'll be sick, dude.
I mean, that is pretty fucking sick, if you ask me personally, but...
And by the way, can you make it twerk a little bit? Thanks.
Don't drop that.
I don't feel like that would be easy to do a front wheel balancing fucking monster truck like that.
I mean, if it's got programming in its internal computer, which you know they have, it's probably got the ability to give itself a wheelie.
Those things are pretty bare bones. Like, they're just kind of...
I mean, have you looked inside that particular one's hood? Just saying.
I did see like kind of a behind the scenes video of him doing that, and he's like straight up changing gears and shit with a 5-speed manual while he's doing it. Like, he was doing all of it, you could tell.
Can you test this in BeamNG?
I mean, you probably could, actually.
All right. Well, when you do that, let us know.
Come on, Barry, you ain't got nothing.
All-wheel drive kills it, man.
I'm not sure if they're trying to say that a car with a parachute lost there, or that the car with the parachute won and they just turned, like, to be like, I didn't lose the race, I just turned.
Right?
Not a big drift fan, but that is pretty cool.
What an amateur. He hit that curb.
That dude,
He can't even fucking drive.
my alignment would be fucked right now.
He's like, oh, by the way, hey, can we get a jet pilot so we can just like race this jet on this long?
I feel like
bridge?
this is kind of dumb because they're more or less trying to say this car's faster than a jet, but it's
Right.
fucking not. That jet was totally like, okay, I'll do like 50%,
Right?
if even.
Cue the Top Gun music.
Did you see that wind?
Danger
Did you see that windshield like warping from the fucking?
Right? And then watch this. Freaking fly up in the air. Ridiculous.
I wonder how that suspension handled that.
I mean, you can see the... There's one that I think on another attempt it shows that it messes up his front end.
When I saw that scene, right, but when it was done, it reminded me of Dumb and Dumber. Whenever they jumped that and the shaggin' wagon just went all to pieces.
Right?
He thought, if I miss this jump, I'm screwed.
Right? I kind of think that this part right here is extremely stupid. It's just like, let's have some trucks on really large wheels just kind of like drive forward slowly, and I'll do some donuts around it.
I actually don't think I've seen it from this point forward because I didn't get around to finishing the video the last time I watched it because I got busy.
Every truck in Iowa.
Oh, I did see this part. This part's I don't. These trucks are fucking stupid. Personally.
Hey, can you just cant your wheels a little bit? It would be awesome, dude. Oh, hell yeah.
As long as like whistling diesel isn't like fucking featured in the video, I guess.
Hey, Jason, can you pause it real quick?
What's up?
Let's just randomly do a backflip.
Time for an advertisement. Lift kits. Because deaf people can't hear you tell them that you have a small dick.
Pretty much. Jeez.
Ad's
Lift
over.
kits. Ooh. You can't take much more, Cotton.
Wonder what this guy's insurance rates look like.
He probably just doesn't have any.
Probably the down payment.
Well, I mean, just like in regular cars, even. Like, I wonder if his affects his insurance rates.
Yeah, I heard Elon's been pretty quiet from the car.
Well, let's be fair, though. He's rich. He doesn't need insurance.
Yeah, insurance is for poor people. You didn't know that?
Well, that's why I don't have insurance.
I don't understand the point of the helicopter following
Yeah,
it right
it's
now.
like, bro, I'm gonna do some donuts. Can you just like fly around me with the helicopter? And while I do the donuts, it'd be pretty sick. We're dancing. We're dancing.
Give him a thumbs up of approval.
Dude's all right.
Doing a fine job.
Was that the signal for me to cut his head off?
Right. He just gets out of the car. He's like, it stinks like rubber out here.
Ah, yes, I've made it so the helicopter can't see. Now I'll get out.
Right.
And you know what else that smell is? That's pure awesome. That smells like a drive a Ford F-150.
Oh, that was like. So wait, they waited for all the smoke to clear, and then they
All right, we're not
picked him
going
up
to
with a
watch
helicopter.
not going to watch the advertisement, but I just wanted to. That is the utter craziness. They do these, I think, relatively often. There was like another one a month ago where they took a an electric car through the Las Vegas streets.
Used to only be, or used to always be, Ken Block was who they would have be the driver, but I guess
Right.
they're doing some other stuff now.
Kind of crazy. But speaking of crazy and also kind of wasteful things, did you hear about North Carolina?
I've
That
heard of it.
Sucks.
Well, I mean, besides it
That's-
sucking.
It's a state, right?
Yeah.
Deliberate attack.
There was an attack.
I just want to make it clear that wasn't a serious question. It's just
North Carolina County declares state of emergency after deliberate attack causes widespread power outage.
what I find ironic about this is I feel like I watched a documentary about the security of sub power stations and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like just not even 2 years ago. And isn't that basically what happened?
Right.
Is-
They were able to target a weak part of the infrastructure there.
Yeah.
Well, people were able to attack
That's
cell
what's
towers
crazy.
too
They've only
because of
gotten
that
7,000
5G.
customers back up.
What was that again?
Oh, I was just sounding like yeah. I mean, I didn't realize that. Yeah, but the power station security thing. Yeah, I mean, people did same. I bet that's the same issue with cell towers because I remember when the pandemic started, and then when that and then when a couple celebrities were tweeting thinking that the 5G towers had something to do with it, and people were started, going after them and burning the shit down and crap like that. So that wouldn't surprise me that they're able to attack a power station. But my question is, why in the hell let me rephrase it. What in the hell would they gain by doing this? Like, this is stupid.
Well, they're not sure yet, and the FBI is in on it at this point. So,
I would hope so.
but I'm gonna read just a few things here. Moore County, North Carolina, this video keeps wanting to pop up, has declared a state of emergency as power outages continue after a deliberate attack over the weekend in which gunfire damaged 2 substations. The attack left roughly 45,000 people without power. Under the state of emergency, a curfew is in place from 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. each night, and residents of the county are encouraged to conserve fuel. And then later on down, it mentions the U.S. has roughly 55,000 substations. Earlier this year, 60 Minutes reported on how vulnerable they often are. There's a very few number of substations you need to take out in the entire United States to knock out the entire grid. John Wellinghoff, former chairman of the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission, told 60 Minutes correspondent Bill Whitaker. So, pretty crazy there. Some deliberate attacks on the infrastructure happening. Any thoughts? Concerns?
Why would they leave it that? If that's so vulnerable, then why?
I guess they even referenced that. I guess it was a 60 Minutes report that I watched on that.
I mean, I could see why. Because I mean, that can be dangerous. Because I mean, a lot of the stuff that we use, including medical equipment, that's powered by electricity. And then, well, what happens when electricity doesn't work? Well, we got no power, meaning that the machines will no longer work. So
I'd be curious if anything has been done since that 60 Minutes report came out.
That's also what I'm wondering too. I mean, if our entire national power grid is that vulnerable, then we should do something about that before something worse happens.
Yeah,
right.
You're telling me. That said,
wow, that's very concerning.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, you'd think that a power structure like that should be one of the utmost things to keep going.
Right.
Like the absolute utmost.
Well, then again, look at our freaking roads,
we got to make sure Mitch McConnell still has his extra pool filled.
For sure.
Yeah. Also, motion to change 60 Minutes into 1 hour instead of being pretentious.
I mean, I suppose I'd be cool with that.
How many seconds are in an hour? Does that roll off the tongue a little bit better?
So
it's 60 minutes is 1 hour.
I know, I know, but how many seconds are in an hour? They could call it that instead.
It's 60 squared. You figure it out.
No.
60 squared.
So if you
just ask in case nobody knew.
If you ever wondered what it would be like if Jesus had a podcast, wonder no more. Wonder no more, because here it is.
But is your online handle not Karaoke Jesus?
Hold on. No, it is not. This is a different kind of thing here.
Look, I didn't want to come back, but Spotify offered me an amazing deal, and I couldn't turn it down. I've heard your guys' complaints, and starting this week, I am replacing the Eucharist with a double stuffed Oreo. So we finally get to the bar, and the bouncer's like, let me see an ID, let me see an ID. And I'm like, oh, you want an ID? How's this for an ID? I'm Jesus. Stop sending me frankincense and myrrh, okay? It was useless back then, and it's useless now. I will take gold, though. The Tushy Bidet is confession for your butthole. Pull up that video of that guy being eaten by a lion. Oh, honestly, I've seen worse. Look, I'm all for equality. I really am. Women in the workplace? Are you kidding me? The truth of the matter is, if Mary were in the workforce, my dad would have never impregnated her with religious magic. So we leave the bar, we get to my place, we're washing each other's feet. On keto, I was doing 2 miracles a day. Carnivore diet, 7, 8, 9. It's unbelievable. Everyone's always asking, how do you get to heaven? How do you get to heaven? And you can find out on my Patreon, $5 a month.
Oh,
geez.
All right.
Ow.
Just a little bit of the funnies.
I mean, I will admit that was pretty silly.
Well, if you didn't think that was silly, then you're definitely going to think that this
Jesus
claim
Christ.
of the new world record for longest beard chain in Wyoming is silly.
Merca.
Ew.
I'm picturing somebody like with a much shorter beard than anybody else there, like trying to get in on this, and like it's just being really awkward.
Right. So
Just imagine like a casting call for the world's longest beard chain, or however they do that. and then I show up with this. It's like you can't tie shit to it.
I hope there's one dude in here that's just got like a really big mustache instead of a beard.
I mean, that guy on the left
that
looks
could
like
be
he's a dead
Arch.
ringer.
That's what I was thinking.
His beard looks like a mustache.
It does. Thank you. I was
The
afraid to say
entire
something
beard.
his beard looks like a
mega
mustache with depression.
What do we got here? Oh,
He
wow.
looks like he's really enjoying that.
I thought that guy was passing a joint or something.
Yeah.
It's like, what?
Hey man, since we're all in a circle anyway.
You're right.
Let's have a joint. Let's have a doobie.
Oh man. So facial hair enthusiasts claim to have set a new world record for longest beard chain during an event in Wyoming on Friday, the Casper Star Tribune reports. Participants gathered at Gaslight Social Bar, a bar in Casper, where they stood side by side and clipping their beards together to create a hairy chain that was measured at 150 feet long, according to the newspaper. That's more than
Gaslight.
That's more than double the Guinness World Record of 62 feet 6 inches, set in Germany in 2007. To participate, the people needed to sport a beard of at least 8 inches long, according to the Star Tribune. The event occurred on the sidelines of the National Beard and Mustache Championships, which took place Saturday at the city's Ford, Wyoming Center.
How much gaslighting do you think happens at the Gaslight Social?
Probably a lot.
Yeah, I was just going to say that's kind of an unfortunate name for a watering hole in this day and age.
Right.
Additionally, you said the previous world record was 63 feet 6 inches.
Yes.
That seems oddly low for a world record.
I can agree, but it's probably just a case where you don't have all located in the same spot people that have 8-inch beards, you know.
They put out an ad that said, "Do you have an 8-incher?" And this is what they got for responses. So
let's just hope that they don't do the same thing with their dicks, because then it would be kind of weird.
God, that would hurt.
I would imagine tying your dick to another person's dick would be very unpleasant for both of you.
Well,
That's what I'm saying.
I'm just
God,
thinking, if you think of the
hurt.
geometry of it, you would only be able to do a chain of 2 guys because you're both facing each other, right?
Yeah.
Or you could make a star pattern, I suppose, like 4 guys kind of chained together. But I'm just saying it wouldn't be really like length of chain. It would be like number of spokes in a wheel. I mean, I don't know.
if you've ever watched Silicon Valley, they got basically a skit in that where they try to determine how many people somebody could beat off at once.
What?
Like, so they go, like, they're trying to make like an
What
optimal
is wrong
algorithm
with
for
you?
it. And he's like, so he's like, one of the things he's like, so if like 2 dudes face each other, then I could do 2 dicks at once.
Hang on, let's see if you.
I could technically do it this way and have
Mouth, elbow, both elbows, both
Well,
hands, armpits, chin, knees,
Ew.
ass,
Wow.
butt cheeks, ankles. Yeah, you could wrap a lot of appendages around a lot of dicks. Just saying.
if you haven't seen the skit or the scene from
I mean, if it's Silicon Valley, I imagine it's hilarious.
Right. This all started from just a beard chain. I just want to note. Like,
Is this where taxpayers' money's going?
Right.
Absolutely.
It's important research.
Right.
Definitely is.
Ron Swanson is right. Oh my
I
God.
think we're killing Dylan over there.
What's
He's
the
struggling to breathe?
what's that Mythbusters quote? The difference between science and fucking around is writing everything down.
Basically.
Well, I mean, there's this to quote this Facebook reel I found. You see, the more you fuck around, the more you find out.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So for this next thing, I don't know if you guys know this, but Jennifer Lawrence is paving the way for female action heroes, and Sigourney Weaver recently thanked her for paving the way for female action heroes.
This is fake, right?
Right.
Okay, I'm
So
I'm
I don't know if
assuming,
you heard
but-
like the whole situation that's happened, but I pulled up an article because apparently Jennifer Lawrence in an interview, that was just a meme poking fun at her. Actress Jennifer Lawrence is clarifying the remarks that she made, which I'm going to do down here. Okay, she said, "I remember when I was doing Hunger Games, nobody had ever put a woman in the lead of an action movie because it wouldn't work, because we were told girls and boys can both identify with a male lead, but boys cannot identify with a female lead." And a few of the actual people who paved the way for female, action stars kind of came out and said that they didn't agree with what she was saying. And then she went over and decided to, pull back the statement. She said that it was my blunder and it came out wrong. And she admitted in the interview she had an alleged slip of the tongue. But,
I mean, to give her the benefit of the doubt, I could see like sometimes you just say shit. Just
Yeah.
maybe she was having a long day and she's like, I just want to fucking go back to the hotel. I'm just fucking spewing shit out to get through this meeting.
I mean, you can't take celebrities seriously anymore. It's
You
upsetting.
can't. No, you can't. In hell, half the shit they say is are they is so are these even their thoughts, or are they just that dumb? I can't. Yeah.
well, to be
celebrities,
fair though, I
can't
mean,
respect them.
if you're in interviews all the time, people just make mistakes inherently. You're gonna make a mistake. It's more and more likely the more interviews that you make, you will make mistakes in those interviews. But just this last bit here, she explained that she meant to emphasize how good it feels to blow past these old myths regarding gender bias in Hollywood. Ultimately, Lawrence said she'd made a mistake because she was nervous talking to a living legend, I can't speak today, in Davis. So, a little bit of fun poked at Miss Lawrence, I suppose.
Well, I mean, it's easy to
And I
poke
think a lot
fun
of
at any
times
celebrity,
Jennifer,
really.
like even in her past interviews, she's just kind of said what's on her mind without thinking about it, and she always looks at herself like, "Oh my God, did I just say that?"
Right. Must just kind of like be not thinking in the moment.
Probably
No,
not.
because there was one interview after she won an award, she was stumbling over her words, and she was like, "I'm sorry, I've had a little too much to drink."
Right.
And then somebody hacked her iCloud account.
Oh boy.
So
that was a good day.
This was kind of an interesting thing I saw on Reddit. An employee food drink policy. And this is pretty elaborate. Any team member is allowed a free meal if they work 7 or more hours in a shift. This meal includes one of the following items or anything on the $6.99 deal. Medium 2-topping pizza, pasta in a dish, 8-piece bread twist, 16 Parmesan bites.
Hold on,
And this
excuse
is
me.
where it gets funny.
Excuse me. It's not Parmesan, it's Parmesan.
Or Parmesan.
Parmesan.
What? That's Parmesan.
That's Parmesan.
There's no I there.
You're not getting this reference, are you?
No, I don't.
Me neither.
It's a Rick and Morty reference. When they move to a new universe, he explains that the only difference of this universe is they pronounce Parmesan weird, and they pronounce it Parmesan.
Interesting.
Is it one of the
Who else
mirror
has
ones?
watched Rick and Morty?
With
Management team members are allowed more options, such as sandwiches, cheesy breads, etc. There are no exceptions to these items. The meal is not transferable to someone else or be used in the future. If I worked at this place, I'd just be like, all right, I'm bringing my lunch every day. Like, I don't even want to do anything with your meal thing.
If I saw something like this, I wouldn't even bother reading. I'd just be like, whatever, I'm just going to go somewhere else.
What job this is it?
I'm not sure what it is.
It's
It said Domino's, I think, is what I think the original post was.
Oh, this is for people who are working at a
You know, it's
restaurant.
funny at the AM. The AMC is almost the same way that way is. I mean, if you're on the clock, you can get 50% off of all your food. And if you're not on the clock, you don't get 50%.
Casey's was the same way too.
If you want free drinks, you got to bring your own cup.
Yeah, I mean, if this
The,
honestly, if
the
this isn't
disposable cups.
if this isn't like a pizza joint, this honestly kind of makes sense. Like I'm pretty sure I've worked someplace that does shit like this.
Right.
Speaking of
And-
this, I don't know if you guys heard anything about this, but this extreme sick policy with at an Olive Garden.
I haven't heard of that.
Apparently, yeah, well, I guess what was going on was this person, they were trying to call in, because their dog had passed away, and so what happened was the manager apparently had said that that he was basically tired of people calling in. So if you were sick, you basically have to come in and prove it, and then he also used the employee that had the dead dog as an example. He said, if you truly have a dead dog, basically prove it. So he's basically saying, bring your dead dog to work.
What?
And then also, yeah, this guy, I mean,
Wow.
this manager was just a complete asshat to his employees. And then there was a huge, massive walkout about it, and because basically you were not allowed to call in sick. And then he was like, yeah, because you know what, I've worked here for like 10 years, and guess how many days I've missed in my entire 10 years working here? None. I had a car wreck. I still came to work on time. I had the flu. I still came into work.
I
Well,
hate
guess
people
what,
like that.
dipshit? Yeah, exactly. And he was just bragging about all that. Well, and then update, the manager got fired because obviously that was a lot of
Problem?
of violation of workers' rights, apparently, and also just, you don't, as a manager,
definitely.
you don't, and as a manager, you don't act like that and treat your employees like that, because you're gonna fuck your business by doing that. And not to mention, what's also the stupidest thing about that is the fact that he bragged about being sick and then going into work where there is food. The things that people put in their mouths.
Right.
Yeah, that's how
Things that
outbreaks
people
happen.
put in their mouth.
Yeah, that people put in their mouth. Yeah, that's how outbreaks happen.
People put it in their mouth.
Yeah, that's why I like the
Oh,
job where I
man.
work now, because there's a couple of people that have been going through some family problems, and they have a family member that lives like in Florida. And our manager said, take as much time as you need to deal with the problem you need to deal with. You'll always be employed here. We'll just write you as time off. Do what you got to do. And whenever you're ready to come back, you'll always have a job here.
Right.
There you go.
I was like, well, that's cool.
That's good shit.
Well, I don't know if people know this, but AI is getting pretty crazy.
I would say so.
Which I know that Shluby Snack doesn't like that term. Because it's not actually AI.
Yeah. Hey, while we're doing this, Shloobs.
Machine learning and algorithms is what it is, but
Well, yes, very true. But Shloobs, I know you have got some AI programs. I have a request for you. Create an AI-generated image. I use AI with air quotes for your benefit, by the way. Create an AI image of Travis Pastrana eating a whole raw onion like an apple.
Specific.
Okay. For what
Think you could
reason?
manage that?
What is he
go
getting out of it?
Pastrana.
I would
A giggle.
I would like to see that.
See? We're pleasing our guest here, man. We're doing it for the people.
That's great.
We do
For
not
the
collect any
walls.
money doing these podcasts. We do it all for y'all.
Right.
Dude, if you
See,
did that, I might make a little jingle for it.
Jason, look at the chat on stream.
Tiny Shield says, I, the people, demand this.
Exactly.
The people demand this.
Turns out there's a very high interest margin for people that want to see Travis Pastrana eating an onion. And hey, if we say Travis Pastrana eating an onion enough times, I would venture to guess it will probably reach his ears eventually. Not
Why don't you just
immediately,
try
but
to
at some
contact
point.
him? Just
Yeah,
have
but
him-
Ask him to actually just eat.
Because he has over 10 million followers for some reason. What makes you think he's going to answer every single message?
if you want
That
it
would get
bad enough.
pretty tiring.
Yeah, it would. It would. But he wouldn't have time to, idiotically drive cars in circles around other cars.
Well, that's why you need to track him.
I'm not some stalker.
It's not stalking. That's just asking him for a picture.
Oh, it's stalking if they're not a celebrity, and it's just being a good fan if they're a celebrity.
Oh, really?
Yeah, well, I mean, look at it that way. If you're following a coworker home from the Applebee's every night just to watch her walk inside, it's stalking. If you do the same to a celebrity, it's just admiration.
Interesting. What if you do it to
Tell me
Steven
I'm
Seagal?
wrong.
What if you do it to like Steven Seagal, for example?
Then it's harassment, according to him,
I don't
and
know.
only him.
He's not
Stick
big
him
enough.
right there.
He's not big enough to.
He needs a safe space.
Well, he's pretty big right now. I mean, Jesus.
Steven
I looked at
Seagal.
his-
Yeah, dude, put on weight.
I looked
Yeah.
at some of his new stuff.
Oh, you're
that
saying he is big.
yeah, he-
Okay.
Yeah.
Physically. And then
Yeah.
his movies are just a money laundering. But
Do you ever see any of his martial arts videos?
Yes.
Like when he'll sit
Yes.
there, he'll speak in his weirdly whispery voice that he's okay. So I learned this in China. It's karate. I've
Right.
noticed he always puts a little too much emphasis on exotic pronunciation, but then he'll just slowly do a thing first, and then he'll do it at like full speed and full power on his student.
I'm gonna have to find this. Here we go. Yep, I got this.
Dude, it's
I got
hilarious.
this.
I find it funny that. Nice.
Yeah.
Let's check this out. Let's check this out.
That's it.
Destroy student at 70 years old.
Throw him. Yeah. If he doesn't go, I snap his arm off. This
Yeah.
because I
Just
train
full
it
on
every
crack
day.
in the mouth.
This, is very dangerous.
yeah.
Yeah, you can imagine if I did that in your throat.
You didn't need to imagine
Right.
it. Fucking
Dang,
doing
You will
it.
sever the brainstem. You will sever the
Please
brainstem.
don't.
That's what happens. One of my masters once said, 武芸というものは雷みたいなもんということは天と地の混ざり。
The guy's just looking at.
He's like, okay. All right.
Fuck is this dude saying?
You know, I called that in my head when he's like, one of my masters once said, and I knew he was going to go off into
Yeah.
another language. I just knew he was
Nobody
gonna.
in the room speaks Japanese, but he's like, I have to say it exactly.
Or he says it in like a really racist way. He's
You know, he's one of those
Excuse
anime
me?
purists
I
that
can't
has
even
to
right now.
have it's subs, not dubs for him. If it's in its original Japanese, it has so much more meaning.
I can't even
Oh,
right
this
now.
That's right. Where I came from, if you did that, somebody will come and kill you the next day.
yeah.
They'll come to your dojo or your house and say, it's on right now.
Yeah.
One of us is going to live and one of us is going to die. Or one of us is going to be unconscious and maybe he'll live and maybe he won't. I don't care.
Yeah.
Not in America.
So you're telling me you kill people?
Not in America, he says. It's like, have you ever been to Chirac? You ever been to Chirac, Steve? I want to see Steven Seagal just go to Chirac.
The land of the mouth.
If you want to show mercy, you do that.
Yeah. Mercy is for after they're sleeping.
Okay.
From here,
No.
Okay, Cobra Kai.
Look at that look of discomfort on that kid's face. Just,
He's just
don't
grabbing
kill
this
me.
kid's neck over and over again. He's like,
I have you here,
Yeah.
here, here.
Yeah.
You can feel
Yeah.
what
yep,
happened.
yep.
God damn.
I feel like that kid he just threw on the ground probably did not consent to that.
There's this really funny one where he throws this guy, reporter, into water. This is pretty funny.
Oh no.
Oh
No,
no!
this is great. It's not.
You didn't type Steven Seagal.
Yeah, you
That's true.
throws reporter in water.
Here we
You
go.
gotta
Here
be
we go.
specific, Jason.
Right here. Here. This is actually pretty funny.
Oh dear.
Hello, Mr. Seagal.
Is that dude not wearing pants?
I'm a big fan of
Oh,
yours.
okay.
Nice to meet you.
Very nice to meet you.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
You
huge.
can barely even hear that. Is there like a better,
I don't think.
is there
So,
a better version of this?
have you noticed in most Steven Seagal movies, by the way, his voice is dubbed over by people that aren't Steven Seagal?
I have
What?
not noticed that.
Supposedly, he has a hard time speaking loud enough to be picked up by the cameras properly, so they dub over him.
Wow.
Huh.
And
Yes.
it's not, in a lot of times, it's not even his own voice.
I think this is the best we can do here. So let's.
Staying in the hotel as well.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, huge fan of your work. I'm an actor myself.
Really?
Yeah. And I'm-
Action actor?
Some action.
Martial arts?
No, not really. More sort of sitcoms and things like that. And this is my dad. Daddy, I'm doing a show with
Wait, this is
Got it.
staged. This is staged.
Do you
It's
still
not.
call him Daddy?
Daddy?
That's Jack Whitehall. That's a
yeah.
comedian.
Daddy, this is Steven Seagal.
I mean, he did say he was an actor or comedian.
Yes, we're traveling around.
I could believe that Steven Seagal would know who the fuck this guy is.
Travelogue. Have you been
Probably.
to Cambodia?
Yeah.
He's hilarious, by the way.
Is it nice?
At this point, Steven Seagal might not even barely even knows who the fuck he
Cambodia,
is.
you know, it's a beautiful,
Probably not.
beautiful country, but at the same time, there's a lot of lawlessness and mafia and different things like that. So just be careful.
Are there any martial arts moves that you could teach me that would be useful for me to know if I got into any trouble? Is there any martial arts that I could do?
Do you know how to
Can
swim?
run fast?
Yeah, very quick.
Let's,
very
let's,
fast.
let's just leave it at that then.
May I ask one more question as well?
Yeah, sure.
I know that you're a Zen master. What is the essence of Zen?
It almost doesn't even look like Steven Seagal. It looks like some dude wearing a Steven Seagal mask.
Is he just gone?
Like, where's the ponytail?
For it.
Got it.
So he just threw him into the pond.
Yeah, he did.
That was not rehearsed. He's a crazy guy.
Yeah, but yeah, no. Look on the sidebar there. Jack Whitehall on meeting Steven Seagal. Fourth one
Jack.
down.
Okay.
Yeah.
The weirdest moment.
Why
of
is
the
it so
trip was
quiet?
Probably this scene
I
with
don't know.
Steven Seagal, which happens in episode 3. We're in Bangkok. I'm in the hotel.
One's
I
a
walk
problem,
down,
two's a coincidence,
past
three's a
the
pattern.
Restaurant, and I see Steven Seagal having breakfast. I was like, "That's
Audio level's fine for me.
And I believe he's eating breakfast in
Yeah,
a
it looks
hotel.
fine for me.
I've got to go over and say something. So I went over and I was like, "Oh, can I get a selfie?" And his manager was English, and he was like, "Oh, this is Jack Whitehall. He's a comedian in the UK, Stephen." And Stephen was like, "Oh, what are you doing?" And I was like, "I'm filming this travel log." He was like, "Would you like me to be in it?" And I was like,
He's a busy
yes.
man.
Yes, I would. Yes, I would. And he was like, "Okay, I've got an idea. This will be really funny. I'm going to walk out of the hotel, and you come up to me and you ask me this question, and then just ask me this." And he asked me this thing about, like, I needed to ask him what the essence of Zen was. So I was like, okay, and I went and told the producers, like, can you just
So
go
let's
outside and
stage.
film? Because I think
I called
Steven
it, man.
Seagal is about to come and do a joke on camera. So he walked out, and I went, hello, Steven Seagal, I'm a fan of yours. What is the essence of Zen? And he threw me in a fountain. Because the essence of Zen is to submerge yourself in it. Now, yeah, hilarious. he didn't tell me that he was going to do that. He just threw me in a pond and then just walked off and got into his car and drove off without signing a release form or explaining what any of it meant. It was so surreal, and we all stood around
Him
like,
being
what
thrown in the water
hell
was
just
not
happened?
staged, but everything else was.
I just got judo chopped by Casey Ryback into a
Makes sense.
fountain. And so then eventually they found him and managed to get him to sign the release form. So that element of it is in the show. And then, like, his manager was like, on the last day that we were there, he was like, do you want to have lunch with Steven Seagal? So I was like,
Oh my God.
I've got to kind of see how this one ends, I guess. Like, yes.
Did you bring your dad?
I brought my dad. So me and my dad had lunch with Steven Seagal in this hotel in Bangkok. And it was exactly as weird as you would imagine me, my dad, and Steven Seagal having lunch would be.
How did your dad and Steven Seagal get along?
Apparently they have a mutual love of Winston Churchill. So they were talking about Winston Churchill, and he was like, Steven Seagal was like, oh yeah, I'm a huge fan of Winston Churchill, and my dad was like, I have a huge collection of Winston Churchill books, and they're like, and then they were talking, it was going really well, and Steven Seagal was like, I'm also a huge fan of Vladimir Putin, and my dad was like, I am not a fan of Vladimir Putin. I have no books on Vladimir Putin.
So that's why. That explains that video.
It was quite surreal. It was all a bit of a blur, and I couldn't remember everything that happened, but there was a moment at the end where I looked over at Steven Seagal explaining to my dad how you could kill an attacker with a samurai sword if he runs at you, and I thought, I think my dad and Steven Seagal lead quite different lives. I don't know whether that is a transferable skill for Michael Whitehall as he's going around Putney getting attacked by like ninjas.
Crazy. Well, we went on a little bit of a side trek there, but
we did, and
that would explain. Okay, why said that explains it? Because there's this video that got released. I think it was 2 years ago, maybe further back. But there's this YouTube channel called Bad History, and they make this really good like animated videos. Like I thought for like, because I remember I was watching it somewhere, and I seriously thought that this was made by like a professional studio, but it was actually a YouTuber that made this. And what happened, and it was called Putin, and the video was about Putin and basically how badass he was. And then in certain like scenes, there's freaking Steven Seagal just doing karate like in the background. So I was just like, why is Steven Seagal in with Vladimir Putin? What's the deal with that? So that's why. Okay, now I'm seeing the connection here. Okay.
Yeah.
But why is he a fan of Putin of all people?
Because Putin's a black belt in Kyokushin karate. I mean that. It's actually true.
Interesting.
That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
That doesn't surprise me. He's a martial artist.
Yeah. And Jason, I know you mentioned that we were going off on a bit of a tangent. I gotta say, the tangent cannot be over yet because, well, the people demanded something and good old Schloobs delivered. It's in Messenger right now. Along with a little something extra.
It's pretty cursed.
It's extremely cursed. What are you talking about?
It's so cursed.
What in the world? What's going on? What is going on here?
He's got a little bit of. I don't think it knows who Travis Pastrana is.
Well, the first one, it certainly looks like it.
That's apparently him eating an onion.
It would
It
appear
looks like
so.
he's got onion on his lip.
Yeah.
I think it's a different kind of onion than the one that's in his hand. But
And what's that on his hat?
for some reason, the AI generation tools like are weird about doing text.
That makes a lot of sense. It
looks
really
like
does.
he has an extra row of teeth too.
Yeah, kinda like a shark.
I was about to say that is some big teeth he has.
Yeah, he looking like Cristiano Ronaldo.
And look at
over
his
here.
fingers.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
it's bad at hands too.
He's officially a Dark Souls boss.
Something's going weird. Like, something's odd with his eyes too. Like look at his.
That's just in
Something
general
happened.
kind of scary. Well, let's
Welcome back.
speaking
what's
of
the
AI
other one
picks.
though? What's the other one though?
Speaking of AI picks. Oh, the other one?
Dylan, you here? Yeah, there was another picture that good old Schloobs decided to throw in there for the giggles, I would imagine.
All right. Let's look at. Oh,
Just hit the next arrow.
Is that Pete Davidson with a?
Yeah.
Pete Davidson loves onions.
I tried generating one where Pete Davidson was feeding an onion to Travis, but they did not work out well. It mostly
Ladies and gentlemen, here's an onion.
It mostly ended up being a lot of them ended up being Pete Davidson feeding Pete Davidson, which was kind of interesting.
Which would have been better.
Yeah, that would have been definitely better.
Travis Pastrana out of that equation is fine by me. Just saying. All right, so yeah, enough sidetracking.
Well, do you want to start reading this at the top there, Mike?
I
have to
sure
fix something
can.
for Dylan here.
That works for me. If you're one of the billions of people who have posted pictures of themselves on social media over the past decade, it may be time to rethink that behavior. New AI
It's already
image
been a
generation
decade.
technology allows anyone to save a handful of photos or video frames of you, then train AI to recreate.
Huh?
Oh.
Realistic fake photos that show you doing embarrassing or illegal things. Not everyone may be at risk, but everyone should know about it. Photographs have always been subject to falsifications, first in dark rooms with scissors and paste, and then via Adobe Photoshop through pixels. But it took a great deal of skill to pull off convincingly. Today, creating convincing photorealistic fakes has become almost trivial. Once an AI model learns how to render someone, their image becomes a software plaything. The AI can create images of them in infinite quantities, and the AI model can be shared, allowing other people to create images of that person as well.
So, why would they blur the dog's face?
Yeah,
I don't know.
privacy reasons.
Just say it.
They're trying to protect its identity. Come on.
Like the other one, they blurred the guy's face. I get that, but why the dog's face?
It does seem just a touch silly.
I'll read this part. When we started writing this article, we asked a brave volunteer if we could use their social media images to attempt to train an AI model to create fakes. They agreed, but the results were too convincing and the reputational risk proved too great. So instead, we used AI to create a set of 7 simulated social media photos of a fictitious person we'll call John. That way we can safely show you the results. For now, let's pretend John is a real guy. The outcome is exactly the same as you'll see below. In our pretend scenario, John is an elementary school teacher. Like many of us, over the past 12 years, John has posted photos of himself on Facebook at his job, relaxing at home, or while going places. Using nothing
Dude
but
looks
those
like
7...
an elementary school teacher. I'm just saying.
Using nothing but those 7 images, someone could train
So that
AI to
dude's not even
generate
real?
images. He's not real at all. Completely fictitious.
Oh shit.
Someone could train AI to generate images that seem, or that make it seem like John has a secret life. For example, he might like to take nude selfies in his classroom. At night, John might go to bars dressed like a clown. On weekends, he could be a part of an extremist paramilitary group, and maybe he served prison time for an illegal drug charge, but has hidden that from his employer.
That is unbelievably specific.
And you know what's crazy is, even though as funny as that is, so many people these days have gotten their jobs and everything ruined due to how good these deepfakes are,
Yeah.
and they can't tell whether it's them or not.
Right.
And
Well, look at his chest in that last picture.
Yeah, that's
we actually
lost their jobs over
drawn
it.
on.
We actually discussed AI tools last week for. By the way, look at the text in the background's all fucked up. For detecting.
What does that
deepfakes.
even say on the top? It's
That's very anti-Semitic,
Russian.
Dylan. Go sit in the corner.
what? I can't tell what that is. Is that an actual language?
Kanye is in
It
her
looks
chat.
like Hebrew script. Kanye suddenly just
Wait, what
shows
was that
up.
picture?
Wow, was that his fake wife? Is that his fake wife?
A fake man with his fake wife with a very similar facial structure.
Right.
They're probably siblings. What are you doing, step bro?
Stop
You
it,
see
step bro.
You see the dog in the background with his face blurred.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Why'd they
Anyways,
have to censor the titties? Come on now.
We used an AI image generator called Stable Diffusion, and it had a technique called Dream Booth to teach AI how to create images of John in any style. While our John is not real, someone could reproduce similar results within 5 or more images of any person. They could be pulled from a social media account or even taken as still frames from a video. There's just some interesting things here. I wasn't wanting to read the entire article, but essentially there are tons of tools out there, like this here, Dream Booth, that allows you to take input images and then just giving some keywords or a key phrase, and it will generate from those 4 or 5 images a deepfake.
Yeah.
So this has popped up quite a bit recently for me. Even my boss over at work had made a mention of it, and I wanted to share this this video here that talks about some of how that technology works, and it's called on a channel called 2 Minute Papers, which if you're wanting to see some of these new technologies as they emerge, I think this is a channel that you should check out. 2 Minute Papers is really, really good. So let's give a look on this real quick.
Dear fellow scholars, this is 2 Minute Papers with Dr. Károly Zsolnai Fehér. Today, we are going to use OpenAI's new language model AI to get it to write our homework essays for us, see how well it does that, and get this, we will even ask it to write some computer code for us. And it gets even better, it does all this for free. But not in the way you think. You will find out in a moment why. Now, let's see. First, we write, when I was young, I only liked to... And then, let's say something comes here between, and then we write, and that's how first I got interested in AI research. Now, we ask the AI to fill in the middle part. Let's see what happens together. This, indeed, filled in the middle. It says, when I was young, I only liked to play video games. I would play sometimes more than 13 hours per day. There are
13 hours. Jeez.
Damn. Those are rookie numbers. Gotta crank those numbers up.
Novelty and variety were beyond anything real life could offer. Whoa, hold it right there, little AI. It continues, I loved the challenge and I excelled at it. I would often skip classes and go to, and that's how first I got interested in AI research. There is a problem. Did you notice the problem? Yes, the video game addiction is kind of a problem, but that's not what I meant. It gets worse. Grammatically,
I was looking at the and
kind
go
of
too.
connects to the suffix, the text that comes after. It is not nearly perfect, but perhaps the worst thing is that there is no logical connection between them. It does not explain how we ended up being an AI researcher. Although Demis Hassabis, the CEO of the DeepMind AI lab, often says in interviews that he played a ton of video games back in his day, so this AI may be up to something. But this new method can do way better. Look, when I was young, I only liked to play video games. Over time, I started thinking if it would be possible to make bots to play better than any human can ever play these games. I eventually decided
is that voice being done by an AI?
No.
That's what I'm wondering.
No,
that's a person.
I only like to play video games.
Better, more than playing the games themselves, and that's how first I got interested in AI research. Now that is a scholarly completion. Excellent. Loving it. And it has more absolutely magical capabilities. For instance, here we can start diving into our narrative immediately by talking about Wikipedia, and look, if we give it some space before it, the AI will recognize that telling the audience what Wikipedia is necessary, and it does it. Really cool. And if we feel even lazier, we can write the start of the story, the end of the story, and now off you go, little AI. And you do the hard work. Let's read it. The commercial diver finally thought he'd snagged a big catch when he saw something white. But then he quickly realized it wasn't a fish, he was wrangling an alligator. That is a great story. Bravo. I made sure to look it up. White alligators apparently exist. And it does not stop at writing essays. Now, hold on to your papers because it can also write computer.
It can also write computer code.
It maybe it might have been like a mutated like gene or something. I like when it said white alligator, I'm just like, what the hell?
Or maybe it's just Caucasian, Dylan. Did you ever think about that?
Yeah.
Caucasians are mutants, remember?
It can also write computer code for us. Let's see. It can finish our code that sorts a list, computes the average of numbers, or even performs prime factorization. But how does it do all this? Is this some crazy mind-reading AI? Well, not quite. It is very good, but it does not read our thoughts. It reads our comments. These are not part of the computer code. These comments are a crutch to explain what the next block of code is about to do. And with that, the AI knows how it can help us out. This feels like magic. Just imagine how much easier this makes a bunch of coding work for us, and what incredible speed up in productivity we can expect from techniques like this. Mind-blowing. What a time to be alive! But wait, of course, not even this technique is perfect. Sometimes it just does not know when to stop. And sometimes it just keeps repeating itself. Alright, we get it, little AI. Thank you. And there is one more feature that I loved when reading this paper. You see, normally you would need to train a separate neural network for this fill-in-the-middle capability. However, the coolest thing here is that it can generate continuous text from left to right, just like the good old GPT-3 AI and other variants. And at the same time, this can also fill in the middle without being explicitly trained to do that. Oh yes, that's right. We get this amazing capability essentially for free. So, what do you think? Does this get your mind going? Let me know in the comments below. And
so yeah, essentially it's doing this through machine learning. And of course,
that's what I was saying. That's what I was thinking. It's adapting is what it's doing.
It's not really, I mean, I guess it is somewhat adapting to what it learns. But I'm just saying, even you can take the same type of technique, you can do it for images, and you can also, I imagine it probably takes a lot of computation to do so, but you can do it for short videos as well.
Well, so
that's kind of like
a lot of these AIs are typically set up to be pre-trained, so they train the model, which builds an out based on that model. So everything that you kind of like input to this, like sometimes it'll come out like slightly different than like if you give it the same input twice, you may not get the same exact results both times, but it's not necessarily learning from every time you give it input. It's just using a pre-baked algorithm. But they may record that data and then later on you train it further. It's not happening in like real time.
Right.
Oh, okay.
It would, like, if that was the case, I don't think they would have the ability to provide the service for free, just computationally.
Sure.
You send a request to it, and it's like, hold on, I got to fire up the data center.
Yeah, I would imagine that costs a lot just to maintain and run that. Yeah.
Yeah, I was watching a YouTube video. I watched this vlog called Two Step Violins, and they're two people, and they do like a lot of classical stuff. Well, they found this AI program that they could take a classical piece, and the AI program will like look at it and pretty much come up with its own unique classical song. But the problem with that is that there's no humanism in that anymore when you're trying to do AI technology, and that's what they're still trying to master, because you can make it as real as you want, but unless you actually have emotion and the humanism to it, it's still going to be AI. I mean,
right.
Yeah.
They're doing good stuff, but they still got a long ways to go.
Well,
Certainly
since we
don't like the sound of that.
Since we just had a boring nerd moment, we're going to blow something up.
Sounds like a plan to me.
Side note: we probably should have played a seizure warning at the beginning of this for all those Christmas lights.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Jason, don't forget to edit over this video with a squirt gun.
Every time he fires, it makes like a clown's nose noise. Like,
what's he shooting at?
Tannerite.
A microwave.
Oh! God
Look at that.
damn, dude.
Boom.
Is that the door?
Yeah, that
the
was
door
some
of it.
fucking speed.
God damn, that must have
Let's do a
hurt.
slow-mo playback of this.
That probably.
Yeah.
Or hit you on the way out.
I feel like somebody on Reddit could go through and calculate the speed that came in at. Wish I could broke his fucking glasses.
Right in
Imagine
the
that broke
face,
his
dude.
fucking face.
Right.
That's one of those moments. I really
Boom.
thought this through.
He should have just shot it. It was like
right.
It was like a clay.
It was at this moment that he knew he fucked up.
Right.
It was like a shooting clay just going the wrong way.
I'm a dumbass.
So, remember way back in the day, earlier this year, actually, so not really way back in the day.
Oh boy, here we go again.
Where we talked about
NFTs.
We talked about NFTs. We had a whole episode on them, and in that episode, we talked about some various celebrity promoters promoting their ape NFT. Well, guess what? It came back to bite them, and we are going to laugh at them a little bit. So, celebrity
Weren't
promoters.
we laughing at them before?
I mean, we're always laughing at them. And I mean, admittedly, he may not be everybody's cup of tea. I enjoy Jimmy Fallon's comedy. Sometimes it's a little cheesy, but I tend to like it. But anyway, so.
More of a Stephen Colbert guy myself.
The suit accuses the creators of Bored Ape Yacht Club NFT of enlisting A-listers to mislead
Conan
their
will always
followers.
be the king of late night.
Their followers into buying bad investments at inflated prices. Jimmy Fallon, Gwyneth Paltrow, and Justin Bieber have been sued in a proposed class action accusing them and a host of other celebrities who promoted Bored Ape Yacht Club non-fungible tokens of fraud. The suit claims the celebrities misled their followers into buyback Basie NFTs, among other unregistered securities issued by Yuga Labs to pump up their value, causing buyers to purchase losing investments at drastically inflated prices. Somebody pick up the next.
The truth is that the company's entire business model relies on using insidious marketing and promotional activities that are highly disclosures, such to increase demand of the Yuga securities by convincing potential retail investors the price of these digital assets would appreciate. Reads the complaint filed on Thursday in California federal court. The suit also names Madonna, Kevin Hart, Stephen Curry, Snoop Dogg, Serena Williams, Post Malone, The Weeknd, Fallon's production company Electric Hot Dog Inc. That's a weird name for a production company. Universal, among others. It claims that most of them were recruited by talent manager Guy Osiri, who spearheaded a scheme with Yuga Labs to discreetly pay them for their endorsements through crypto firm MoonPay. Osiri's venture capital firm Sounds Ventures was an early investor, according to. Osiri is allegedly linked to several of these celebrity promoters, including Bieber, Paltrow, and Hart, through their early investments in MoonPay. By increasing demand for Basie's NFTs and Yuga Labs ApeCoin crypto tokens, the suit alleges that they also increased demand for MoonPay.
Osiri, the MoonPay defendants, and promoter defendants each shared the strong motive to use their influence to artificially create demand for the Yuga securities, in which turn would increase the use of MoonPay's crypto payment service to handle this new demand. The complaint reads, at the same time, Osiri would also use MoonPay to obscure how he paid off his celebrity cohorts for their director or off-label promotions of the Yuga financial products. So essentially, long story short, they paid a bunch of celebrities. They went belly up because NFTs are a complete and utter, bullshit, Ponzi scheme. And now...
Oh, it's a scam. It's a scam.
Yeah, it's a scam. But I'm just saying, so they scammed, they were a part of the scam, and now they're having to pay for it. I say good.
I can't believe Snoop Dogg was a part of it. Snoop Dogg was on this lawsuit. I cannot believe he would stoop to that.
He's a rapper. He throws money at things.
I can't believe he would snoop to that level.
So
yo, dog, that just sizzles my hizzles. No, no.
So I just want to make sure that it is pretty clear that it's a good idea to call your grandpa on Christmas, and this is going to be a message from a Jackalope Studio holiday special. Let's give this a look here.
I need my pills. I need my pills. I need my pills. I need my pills. It's pill time, I need my pills.
It's like me 10 years ago.
Time, baby. Hi, I'm Robert Westlake. I typically like to review holiday extravaganzas, but because my grandson forgot to call me on the holidays, I might as well do a review of him. He drew me a picture of a dog. Does this look like a dog to you? Now, I would wipe my ass with this, but it would be an insult to toilet paper. 1 out of 5 Roberts. I also got a tie. What's the tie for, Billy? To hang myself for getting a picture of a dog for Christmas? Huh? 1 out of 5 Roberts. Butterscotch. Nobody appreciates me. I stormed the beaches of Normandy. Sure, it was 20 years after the war, and I was on vacation. I still did it. 1 out of 5 Roberts. He says, I don't like onions. Well, I invented the onion, Billy. 1 out of 5.
You can't escape onions.
Next time, Billy, you call Grandpa on the holidays.
So make sure you call your grandpa on the holidays. Has to happen.
Otherwise, he's gonna call out your shit.
Yeah, that almost reminds me. That reminds me of a video I saw. It was kind of fucked up. Like, this grandpa decided to fake his own death just so his family would get together and join him for the holidays because they would never come to see him. So his dad just faked his own death.
Wow.
It tickled my heartstrings a little bit because it was kind of wholesome, but then you realize that is absolutely not how anybody would react to seeing him alive after all this shit.
Right?
They would all be extremely pissed.
It was like
And at least one of them would bring up the fact that he just came for the inheritance.
Yeah, pretty much. It was like an Italian family type. Yeah, but he faked his own death, and then he gets together.
It's always in freaking Italians.
Yeah.
Why the hell?
All right, so we're getting to the back end of the podcast here, so these will go quicker and faster.
Yeah.
Guys.
So I put this up here by Dylan's request. There's been some new gameplay trailer for Dead Island 2, so let's give that a look. So be more kind of video game centric here.
Dude, I love the clown already.
I mean, nothing will ever beat their first trailer for the original.
Yeah, that one was pretty good.
Yeah, the guy jogging.
The old backwards motion thing.
Stand the fuck back. It's hammer time.
Hammer time. Oh, dang.
I think he's okay.
Took a drag.
Just walk it off.
Yeah, he good.
Nice.
Humanity's survival depends on the red gold pumping through my veins.
Well, sounds like you're the star of the show now.
This motherfucker.
Oh, shit.
Boom!
Dang.
God's a whiskey.
I will not have this devil in my house. is beyond insane.
Yeah, it looks pretty sweet, dude.
Yeah,
it looks
I'm
alright.
surprised they're doing a second one because I didn't think that the first one was well received.
The first one was terribly received because it was so buggy on release.
Yeah,
Right.
that was the only time I ever played it, so I never really got too far into it. So I don't know.
It
if it's any good now.
actually.
Is that for PC or just
Dead
Xbox?
Island was actually really good. It actually, and the very first game of it actually got Game of the Year back in its time, and then they did a sequel to it called Dead Island Riptide, and it was basically this. It was kind of the same thing. It just had a fifth playable character than the original four, and it just had more weapons, and it was just on a different island. But the reason why I wanted to bring this to our to the podcast is because for the fact that this game, actually Dead Island 2, this was actually originally supposed to have come out like years ago, actually, but the project kept
The
getting
same thing
pushed
happened with
pushed
Dead
back.
Island 1, though, didn't they? Were like,
Yeah, it
we're
was
coming
due
out
for
with it.
release.
They
like,
delayed
years.
3 or 4 times too.
They did. I don't remember that part. I was pretty young back then,
I
but
remember seeing it. I remember seeing it on the cover of like a PC Gamer magazine or whatever. And they were talking about, oh, it's going to release this year or whatever, and I didn't release 5 years or something, I think. But
interesting. Well, yeah, because I remember like I was like in my undergrad years. Like I was still at SEC at the time. I think I was like, so I would have been like 19 at the time, and I remember that's when I first heard about it, and then it got canceled, and then they had another release date, like they were going to release like 2019 or something. Then that got pushed back, and then I never heard anything about it ever again until this past couple of months, and then I heard that there was a pre-order. I'm like, wait, how was there a pre-order for it? I thought the game got canceled all around, and then I looked more into it, and nope, the game got brought back, and now they finally have a pre-order and an official release date after probably about what 5 years since they first announced it. So yeah, I just thought it'd be worth mentioning.
Yeah, so I think Sean was asking if it's on PC or Xbox. I think it's gonna be on both.
Yeah, it should be.
Oh, sweet.
So
yeah, and plus there's also a definitive edition for Dead Island and Dead Island Riptide. It comes as a 2-pack game. Like there's an installation disc, and then there's the actual game disc itself, and also it comes with another exclusive. Like I think it's supposed to be like a more of a retro game. It's called like Zombie Chase Escape or something like that. I never got into it because I thought the third one, I thought that looked kind of dumb. But yeah, there's a definitive edition that came out like probably 2018 or 17, and it's not really. It's just an Xbox One version, or I should say a current gen version of Dead Island Riptide, because Dead Island and Dead Island Riptide, because those came out during the 360 and PS3 era. That's when those two came out, and they just did a definitive edition a couple years later, and it really wasn't different. All there was just more achievements, and they also did this thing called developer mods, and apparently they created these really. They were supposed to be cool according to the developers, and I actually got a hold of one of the developer mods, and it was ass. It was a very ass mod. It was complete ass.
So Elden Ring won the Game Awards, but first, before we look at that, there's some new, I guess, just update that adds a bunch of content to Elden Ring, and there was a release trailer for that, so let's check that out.
Elden Ring Coliseum.
This is the kind of PvP that you are saying the game should have.
Yeah, and if this cuts down on the amount of open world PvP, I would love it.
Well,
it won't, but
that's
pretty much
not at all an accurate depiction of what the combat in Elden Ring is actually like. It's so much more chaotic.
Yeah,
I was
far
kinda
less
thinking,
cinematic.
like, yeah, I also like how games like just this is just any game, like when they promote their PvP release and they show like they're supposed to be like epic, like freaking cinematic fight, how they actually are. Oh wait, hold on, I'm lagging. Oh, okay, why is this guy flying? Oh, he's hacking. What the hell?
Pretty much.
So apparently this the Game Awards were recently, which I didn't watch them, but
don't blame you.
This flute player was given it his all, so we just need to check this out. This is the hero of the Game Awards, apparently. I thought it was a pretty good performance here. Giving it.
Every emotion was put into that flute.
There's going.
Even anger.
What the flute is that? Is it a saxophone?
That was a
That's
weird
a tenor
looking
flute. That's a tenor flute.
It's a weird looking flute there.
That's a thing? I didn't know that was a thing.
And then, so some random younger person gets up on stage and dedicates an award. Well, you'll just watch. This is when Elden Ring was going up to accept their award, excuse me, for winning Game of the Year.
Thank everybody and say that I think I want to nominate this award to my Reformed Orthodox Rabbi Bill Clinton. Thank you, everybody.
Bill Clinton?
Yeah, my Reformed Orthodox rabbi.
To nominate this award to my Reformed Orthodox Rabbi Bill Clinton. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, everybody.
So the thing that I wanted to talk about before we move on from there is that guy got arrested, dude. He got arrested for that.
For
saying that?
Yeah, that's for just going up there and saying a
For
joke.
saying that?
Yeah, he got arrested.
Huh.
Straight up ridiculous. Like, come on. It was a joke, dude.
I did not have sexual.
Taking yourself a little seriously, huh? I mean, come on.
I didn't.
Got a sense of humor.
Oh, that's a rando.
sexual
It's not.
relations
It's not
with that
actually
woman.
one of the developers. That's just somebody
Right.
in the crowd.
I get that, but
Just
to
some,
say,
it was just some guy from the crowd.
All right. Got his 10 seconds of fame.
this show is the perfect evolution of beard growth, according to Polar Knights. I guess.
Is,
So mine's currently
Is that
the
gonna lead?
longest.
Is that gonna lead to another chain of beards? Or
Yeah, we just talked about
Chain of dicks.
we just talked about a beard chain today, so you'll have to check back at the earlier part of the stream. We just talked about that, but none of us have 8-inch beards, so we're kind of screwed on that one. But I'm just saying it's bullshit that guy got arrested. Just escort him out the building. Who cares?
Yeah.
I
mean,
wonder
he's
what the
just having a
charge
little
was
fun.
though. Like you have to have a reasonable you have to charge him for something. What would that fall under?
Disturbing
probably
the
like
peace,
disturbing
maybe?
the peace.
Let's
Yeah,
see, guy at Game
Oh my
Awards.
inciting a riot.
Inciting a riot.
Yep, let's see. This is on The Escapist. It has been arrested. Come on,
It's
let's see if it
amazing
says...
how. It's amazing.
It's not even like he's
how
saying anything
offended
bad.
everybody gets over every little thing these days. You say
Yeah,
something,
he
you
could
gotta
have
be
said
walking
something
on
like
eggshells with
super
somebody.
racist or something. But
But
no,
he didn't even
just
say. He didn't even say anything bad. He just said some nonsense.
Yeah,
I know.
yeah. He could have been like some sort of like super like anti-Semitic racist or something. But
Well,
oh
he
no,
did say reformed rabbi. That could translate as anti-Semitic in today's sensibilities.
Yeah.
What's Bill Clinton got to do with it, though?
Just had to throw out a name.
Yeah, I'm not
Because he's a
seeing...
Democrat.
None of these articles I'm skimming through here say exactly what his
I'm
charge. He was charged
played
with.
that flute better than I played it.
It's got to be disturbance.
No further details have been released, so everything's saying that he's arrested, but they don't say he's arrested for. Confirmed.
Am I detained?
Just the
Not being
guy who
detained.
runs the event, Jeff Kiley, said that he has been arrested, but it doesn't say what he was arrested for. Anyway, I'm not going to keep beating a dead horse. I think it's BS that if he was arrested. Yeah, Will Smith slaps someone and doesn't get arrested, but this guy does for saying something about Bill Clinton.
I mean, if he got up on stage and if he got up on stage and started beating a dead horse, maybe that'd be a reason.
Yeah, I
to arrest him, but
animal cruelty, obviously. I
I
don't think the horse. I don't think the horse wanted to be treated that way after its death.
Probably
it's probably
not.
in its horse will. But,
Horse will.
We've got a few game announcements from the Game Awards that we weren't. Some of these we were sure already that they were going to happen, but we just didn't know when. And then others were just like, wow, okay, didn't realize that was even a thing. So first we're going to start off with...
Just like the Oscars.
First we're going to start off with Death Stranding 2.
Is this gonna have spoilers for the first one?
I don't think so.
What is there to spoil? You walk 20 miles carrying a package and then do it again.
As Norman Reedus.
As Norman Reedus.
Norman
Reedus Deletus.
I've been playing through I've been starting to play the first one. It's kind of rough, but some of the cutscenes are a little confusing.
Imagine a Binding of Isaac 2 featuring Norman Reedus, and he's called Norman Fetus.
Norman Reedus does carry a fetus, and I think that's the fetus.
What's this? That's the baby from the first game.
Is it?
Spoilers! Spoilers!
That is a baby.
That's
They
just
showed
a
the
baby.
no, go back. Look, they show the fucking thing that it was, and it's turned into a fucking
That
fish
could be
tank.
anything. There was tons of those things.
What other fucking baby would this be? Look.
Any baby?
Any baby that has rendered slobber
I don't
on
know
its
if you've noticed this or not, Schloobs, but babies tend to not have very distinguishing features.
No, so the baby quite clearly came from that thing. I don't know what the fuck they call it in the game, but
I mean, that could have just been found, and they're like, "Hey, let's turn this into a fishbowl with some tardigrades in it."
Well, don't they typically every time they get rid of those things though they destroy it? They like do the whole furnace thing to it.
I mean,
Eh.
And then so that was he had a desire to keep that baby. I don't know. I haven't played through the whole game, but I feel like that's if you have played through the entire game, maybe you know better than I do. I feel like that's the same baby. Calling it.
I'll stay with you by your side. Close your tired eyes and I'll wait.
So something you pretty much aren't going to be able to get anything out of this anyway. I mean, they purposely make these trailers. So sometimes I think they make just fake trailers that have nothing to do with the story even.
And soon I'll see
baby.
your smile in a dream. Baby, don't worry.
They even said baby.
It's okay. Baby, I'll always be with you.
Unicycle.
Are you watching an episode about South Park?
Inappropriate.
That's a throw.
No.
did they just kill a baby in this trailer?
How
looked
dare
like
they?
it.
There it is.
Oh, it's got.
It's the same baby.
Is it though?
Because that baby just died, so he's going back to his little container thing. Like that's the whole like thing with the Death Stranding games is like they every time they die they get reincarnated or brought back to life.
No one should have to suffer such loss. You know, I meant it when I said I understand how you feel.
It's Norman Reedus.
Hold on to the sadness.
I was waiting
Hey,
for
it's
him.
that guy from The Walking Dead and nothing else, according to other people.
What?
I mean, Boondocks. I think he's pretty popular for that too.
The what?
Boondock Saints?
You said the Boondocks.
Well, I didn't say the Boondocks, I just said Boondocks.
Well, Boondocks is a political satire cartoon with an all-black cast.
When I was saying Boondocks, I figure you could
Very as a racist black
come up with the
guy.
rest of it. They're always crying in this game.
Tiny Shields, Will Smith didn't get arrested because he's famous.
He's also crying?
For you to hit the road.
Are they trying to make him like look older? Like he's got kind of like grayish, whitish hair.
Yeah, it looks like
in
it.
this one.
Well,
Must have been a time
when
step.
you get under the rain, right? It fast forwards your life or whatever.
Oh yeah.
So you must. It's another spoiler. Uh-oh.
Well, it's like right at the beginning of the game. They tell you. It's like one of the first things they fucking tell you.
So Death Stranding was one. Next we've got Hades 2.
Oh.
So let's give that a look.
I'd
here.
never even heard of Hades 1.
I would say, do I need to play Hades 1 to get the story behind this? Or?
I do like the art style.
I'm gonna guess this isn't gameplay footage.
Likely not.
I think they showed some. Get wrecked.
Mercy. Oh, they turned out the friends all wrong.
Not good enough. We can but learn. And the greatest teacher is out there. Now go. Death to Kronos.
Death to Kronos.
This is an opportunity for you to make a better future for us all. Least I can do is light your way down.
About ready to give in?
No, I was born for this.
You trifle with powers far beyond your comprehension, witch.
Okay, if I call you witch like that.
Vengeance for your family awaits you.
So I played some of the original. This one looks pretty cool.
He is no mere titan. He is time itself, and time cannot be stopped.
Wait for me, Father. I'll be there soon.
The original 80s was extremely successful, and it looks like they decided to make another one. So I say go for it.
I mean, again, I've never played the first one. Can't make any honest opinions about it. However, it just looks like God of War, but isometric and anime and female protagonist.
Well, I'll give them this. The animation looks pretty fluid.
Yeah, it does.
The first one was the same. But we're going to go to the next one. There's going to be a new Armored Core.
Neat.
So let's give her a look.
troubling.
Touch.
Probably get that looked at.
Somebody's like, is that a problem? Yeah, Bob, I think that's a problem.
It's looking a little hot.
If only the core of that planet was armored.
Yeah, I
mean, technically it is. It's just armored by the surface.
Well, technically.
So it is an armored core, just at the cost of people.
Yeah.
The fire.
People.
That core looks fine.
Sounds a little rude, honestly.
Is that a
Give me
hash
back
or
my
snow?
arm, bro.
Yeah.
Yes.
Noise. Does look pretty wild.
Not gameplay footage, I would imagine.
Fires of Rubicon.
Not gonna lie, when that popped up, I thought it said Fries of Rubicon for a second.
You actually?
We can tell who's hungry.
Yeah, them graphics and
I'm actually kind of looking forward to that because I don't know. I've really wanted to play. So like back when I was a kid, there was a couple like really good mech games, but I feel like every mech game I've played in recent memory, it's been terrible. So it'd just kind of be nice to see.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I don't.
Yeah.
Other than just having an affinity for mechs for some reason, I can't say what I want the gameplay to look like or anything like that. But hopefully, FromSoft will pull something out nice.
Dark Souls with robots does sound like a winning combination.
I've never played any of the other Armored Cores, so I don't know if they're anything like the Dark Souls games. But
I would imagine not.
But, well, this is the last one for the day. We've got Star Wars Jedi Survivor, and it appears to be a sequel of Fallen Order or something of that
Star
nature.
Wars, a series that's been run into the ground harder than Princess Diana.
The games have been pretty good, though, haven't they? Like Fallen Order was pretty good.
Yeah, I think it was good.
I don't know if I ever actually played it, but I heard good things.
It's on Game Pass.
I played Fallen Order for a little while, and it was okay.
By the one I trusted most. I will not be imprisoned again.
I hear you've been busy making yourself the Empire's most wanted.
Jedi. Remind our friend here why his kind are supposed to be dead.
Have this! Here we go! After all we've done, the Empire's only grown stronger.
Fallen Order, you kind of play as like a Sith, don't you?
It's essentially Star Wars.
Kinda, yeah, with elements of Assassin's Creed.
Part of the job, Gustus.
The Jedi
And
is
in
a threat.
Fallen Order, you don't really play as a Sith.
Not now that we have this. As long as we fight.
Okay. Brings Spider-Man up too.
don't know which one I'm thinking of, but I thought there was like a Star Wars game where you like play all the way through it, then you find out you're actually the bad guy the entire time at the end of the game or something.
That would have been The Force Unleashed.
Oh.
That was partway through, not at the end.
Oh.
So we're getting another one.
Yeah, it looks interesting. Want to try it?
And that concludes. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh no, I was just gonna say. I mean, I love Star Wars. I've loved Star Wars since a kid, and I kind of fell off after The Mandalorian because I mean, and they're just dragging it out so much. And it's kind of like with these games. It's like, how many more Star Wars? How many more?
Yeah.
Harry Potter's. How many? You know.
Gotta try and squeeze that teat for everything you can get out of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Twist.
I got a joke.
Every last drop.
I got a joke for you. Mike Cross is in bad taste, but I really don't care. What is the difference between? Never mind. It won't work.
Womp, 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 womp.
The anticipation.
Wow.
The anticipation, all for nothing.
Wow.
Just like the Star Wars series. I fooled you.
Got him.
But yeah, The Mandalorian was about peak for Star Wars. That was an awesome series. I love it. I'm going to continue loving it in season 2, probably. However, the CGI on that Luke Skywalker face was unforgivably bad.
I personally am not a big Star Wars fan, so when I tried watching Mandalorian, there's a lot of like fan service in that show, I feel like. So there's a lot of shit where I'm just like, I don't know what the fuck is going on.
Yeah, but Bill Burr was in it though, and that made it good automatically.
That's true.
I'll just stick with MCU.
To me, that's what I was about to say. To me, the Star Wars franchise is just as hard to stay with as the MCU, because now that they've done like Endgames and Infinity Wars and all that, I've been trying to catch up on all these side things that Netflix have been doing. One I got really into that I can't wait until season 2 comes out is Loki. Now,
Loki was all right.
I saw Loki
one
and
of
I
the
was like,
better.
oh, hell yeah.
Loki was probably the best like Phase 4 Marvel TV show thing that they did. Everything else was pretty
I disagree. I thought Hawkeye was pretty awesome.
I couldn't get through it.
Oh god, no.
Actually, Hawkeye.
I'm not a big Hawkeye fan. Not a big Hawkeye.
Actually, I don't think I ever watched the Hawkeye series. I was thinking of the
what?
The Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Falcon Winter
one.
Soldier. That one was very slow burning.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
extremely slow burning.
Speaking of,
it was the only one in the series in
Sorry, go ahead.
Phase 4 post Endgame that I feel like it waited way too long to get good.
Right. It did. So speaking of superhero movies, did any of y'all see Black Adam?
No.
Oh my god.
I haven't.
I've watched it halfway through and I fell asleep.
That was better than I thought it was going to be. I
liked what I've watched of it so far, but I
it
hear
was better than I thought it was going to be. I really liked it.
I hear it's been tanking though.
Yeah, it has been. Absolutely.
Really?
I mean, when you introduce a god character, there's so much you can do with him without any actual conflict.
But at least they made Dwayne Johnson look a lot better than he looked as CG than he did in The Scorpion King.
Right.
God, that was horrible.
Well, that was 25 years ago, so I say
I know.
forgive and forget on that.
Thank God CG has come a long ways.
Yes.
It would be kind of funny if they just like kept doing
Even
CG,
Dwayne-
like really shitty CG of him. Like every time he's in a movie and there's CG of his face, they just do it to
They
fucking
just do the
Well, what was funny,
Scorpion
even
King.
Scorpion King levels.
Although I
And
will
what was-
say this, the Scorpion King movie, awesome.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the movie was great. And what's funny is that even Dwayne Johnson was like, he even made fun of himself. He's like, yeah, I'm just going to try and forget my CG part because, yeah, that was bad. The movie was great, but After looking
You
back
wanna
at it,
talk
I was thinking,
about-
oh
If you want to talk about a movie
my
with
God.
excellent CGI, Gods of Egypt, that movie was great. Loved it.
No, it was
I
not.
haven't seen it yet.
Oh, really? Really? Really?
I've never even
Michael?
heard of it.
Okay. Visually, it was awesome. Visually, it was gorgeous. But from a story perspective and from methodological perspective, dog shit.
Okay, yeah, story, yeah, the plot, there really wasn't one.
There was definitely a plot. It was just so damn predictable the entire way through.
Well, another story that I couldn't get into, that I wish they didn't make another one, that I am not looking forward to, is Avatar. Avatar.
Did you say Avatar?
my.
That's funny.
I feel like he did that on purpose.
Oh my.
But also, yeah, about that, yes, I read
Yeah, I
somewhere.
couldn't get into
I'm
the
not
first
sure.
one. I saw it.
Name a single character from the first Avatar movie.
Natiri, only because I was trying to see her nipples the entire 2.5 hours. Anyway,
Right.
fucking the first movie, I enjoyed. However, if you couldn't get into it, if you didn't watch it all the way through, just watch Disney's Pocahontas. Same story.
Yep.
Just in less dimensions, basically.
It even has a talking tree.
Yay.
But yeah, I read somewhere that Avatar 2 is going to be the most expensive movie ever produced and must break the box office world record just to break even.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they are. Which I honestly don't think they're going to make it.
And you want to know the
and what's bad about it? And here's why. Here's why they're not going to make it. Me, as working for the movie theater and knowing like things that people don't know until it's already out, they're only doing it in IMAX. There's no way in hell they're going to be able to pull that kind of money out of an IMAX
IMAX only
theater in that short of time.
Jesus Christ.
3D IMAX.
Oh God.
It's pretty much has to be that way because pretty much has to be that way though because that's like the audience that they're trying to pull. They were just like, all right,
yeah, they're dumbasses for doing that.
We're showing you fucking Avatar 2, but it's
you jizz in your pants 10 years ago by prospect of visual overload only. How are we going to top it? IMAX only.
Yep, that's what they're doing. And the problem with that is that every theater only has one IMAX in it.
Yeah.
So everybody's fucked.
On
and it's
top
on
of
3D.
that,
so unless they actually do a digital 3D, then they're not even going to make that much money back.
Oh no, not
now,
at all.
Wakanda Forever, when it came out, Wakanda Forever, when it came out 2 weeks ago, it beat the record of the first one and became the highest grossing opening weekend film in history, surpassing the first one.
Yeah. That doesn't
That was
surprise
my
me.
next
Came in
question when you
second.
brought that up. Is how good was it? So if it's breaking
I never
records,
watched it.
looks good.
I didn't watch it. And that's the thing. That's the funny thing. So a lot of people ask me at the theater, they're like, so what movies have you seen? I said, honestly, I've only seen maybe one. They're like, you work here? I said, yeah. But on my days off, this is the last damn place I want to be. So I'll watch it when it comes out on Pirate at my house. I'm not going to come sit in a movie
on
theater.
Pirate, I mean at my house.
They're at my job that I work at trying to
I see what you
watch,
did there.
Yeah.
I see what you did there.
That's great. But another point to make about the Avatar movie, it's going to be 5 fucking hours long.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, it is. Wakanda Forever was 4 hours.
Really?
What?
This one's going to be 5.5. Yeah, Wakanda Forever runtime was 3 hours
dude.
and 47 minutes.
Snyder Cut is in the chat.
Snyder Cut.
You know, I'm going to be perfectly frank with you here about Wakanda Forever here. The 4 hour, 3 hour, 58 minute, whatever runtime, that is the same runtime as Avengers Endgame, which was an amalgamation of an entire series of movies that had gone for the past decade and a half. So when Wakanda Forever takes the story of one character from that series and stretches it into 4 hours, there has to be a ton of filler.
I mean, is there like a good portion of the movie dealing with the fact that Chadwick Boseman isn't in it?
I was saying, well, the character's not even
So like the
not
first
even
hour or
existing no
two,
more.
maybe.
Like from
Yeah,
what
the
I
character's
From what I
dead.
heard is that, well, they didn't. From what I heard from people that had watched it, they said that they really did a good homage to him without overdoing it. So I guess he plays like some part in the movie as far as what would you call that? Motivation to everybody else, but they didn't overdo
So he
his
was a
character
MacGuffin.
as, oh my God, he's a god. Look, this is him. Blah blah blah. Yeah, pretty much.
Well,
my only concern with
But
that
yeah, I
was
didn't watch
just
it.
how
I care less.
my only concern with that with Wakanda Forever was how they portrayed Namor. I was worried about Namor mainly because I didn't like the fact that they made him very tribal, and I swear to God, if they took out his war cry, I'm gonna be pissed.
they probably only did it once just for fan service.
Right.
That's all it takes. That's all it takes.
Oh, I mean, yeah, you only need it once, but still, like, I didn't go see Wakanda Forever yet, mostly because I'm a broke bitch, but also, there's been a lot of trending going on about
Well,
it.
I wouldn't be able to.
Where people would hop on and say, if you're white and you want to go see Wakanda Forever, rethink it and give your ticket to a black family, because this movie is not for you.
Okay.
No, literally, word for word, from a viral TikTok that's gotten over 10 million views. Literally, it's idiocy at best.
Yeah.
No kidding.
Well, that is what we had for the podcast today.
Like I said, I don't watch a lot of the movies.
Do you have any final comments there, Mike?
Yeah, wash those damn balls. They smell like
Well, you
Pete
didn't last
Davidson's
time.
snack today.
What about you, Schloobs?
That kind of fucked up what I was gonna say. I was gonna say Pete Davidson washes his balls.
Well, you could still say that, absolutely. And ain't nobody gonna blame you for it.
Got anything, Dylan?
Well, looks like hopefully, because it looks like all these games that we were just watching, the trailers. Looks like these are all coming out like in 2023. I'm assuming.
Allegedly.
Yeah. So
we know how the market is. We know how the market is.
Yes. Right. So I guess what I was getting at here was I hopefully 2023 will be a more promising year for gaming, because right now we could use that, and not to mention I think anime 2023 for anime is going to be freaking insane. Like Demon Slayer, they got a whole lot of crap going on, and I could be wrong, but I think My Hero Academia season 6 is coming out that year too, and it's gonna be a pretty insane year for pop culture. I think overall.
Good deal. Got anything, Sean?
I hope.
I'd just like to say thank y'all for allowing me to be on y'all's chat today. It was very fun. I really enjoyed it.
Most definitely, man.
We liked having you on.
Y'all gave me some good laughs.
Always welcome back, dude.
And definitely anytime I'm off in it. Dawned on me, I was like, oh shit, I'm off today. I can actually join the chat today. But it won't be every time because, like I said, Avatar's coming out next weekend, so I'm probably going to be busting a 10 a.m. to 1 a.m. in the morning because being a manager has that lovely perks of being every place at everyone's. But the pay's
You
great.
don't get paid any extra for that, do you?
Actually, I do.
Oh.
They fucking better.
My pay bumped to about $22. My pay. Well, yeah. I mean, I started at the AMC back in June of this year, June 18th. A month later, I became supervisor. 5 months after that, I became manager at another AMC, and my pay went from $16 to $22 in less than 5 months.
Nice.
Not bad at all.
So, and I'm pulling about 42 hours. Not bad at all. And I'm living in a sober house where I only pay $250 every 2 weeks out of my paycheck, so $500 a month. So the rest of my money, I'll just build my studio.
Heck yeah, man.
Nice, dude.
Until my 2 years are up here. And then I don't have to worry. I'll just have to worry about renting. I already have my stuff built up. So, but yeah, it's a pleasure, and I enjoyed every bit of it, and it's great to reconnect with all y'all because it's been a minute.
It sure has.
Yeah, we were
the
just
only one here that you haven't met Schloob.
I was going to say, Schloob Snack is the only one that has not worked at Thomas and Cardella's. Like, we literally have all worked at the same telemarketing place.
I just want to take this opportunity to say fuck that place.
Does this mean I have to quit my job and then go work there for a little bit or something?
Yeah.
It's initiation. It's
Go
required now.
go work for Cardella's, and I guarantee you,
They're not going to tell you no.
by the time,
and I
you know
just
what
pulled this out of my. I still have this.
You know what the bad thing
lanyard.
is? I still remember all that. I still remember the speech. Hi, this is Sean calling with Spectrum on a recorded line. The reason for my call today is we were reaching out to people in the area because we recently went through and revamped all of our services, and we were just wondering if, you had the best service for the best value. So tell me today, what kind of streaming service do you have today for your TV, phone, and internet? Sean? Yes, sir? Fuck you. Thank you for your time today. If you have any questions, please dial.
Right.
Sean?
You gotta offer him the free Roku. That's.
I think I got one better than
That's
that.
right,
I still remember the original callback number. 888-438-2427.
Oh God. I'm
Dang.
getting flashed up.
Yes, that was it. That was it.
All right. Well, I'm going to switch to the audience real quick.
Yes, I threw my headset at that computer screen multiple times.
Yeah.
Oh, but you didn't get fired for that. Oh, okay. I see how that works.
So I'm going to switch to the audience real quick. If this is content that you like, please hit the like, subscribe, follow button, depending on which platform you are following us. And as always, thanks for watching. We will catch you on the next one 2 weeks from now. Well, actually, I don't think that we will have one until the start of next year, because the next 2-week iteration would be on the 24th, and I don't think we're going to do it on Christmas Eve. So
Christmas Eve. Yeah, Christmas Eve.
So the next time you'll see us will be in January. Be sure to follow us on Facebook, and you will know next time we are streaming. Have a happy holidays, Merry Christmas, or whatever you celebrate, and we'll catch you on the next one. Later, guys.
Thank you very much.
Later.
Have a good night. Later.
Celebrate a Pete Davidson-based holiday.